Hi, Dr. Nicola with Pura Vida. It is an interesting time that we are living in, and wow, there's just so much happening right now, and there's such a call to completion. And when I notice something happening with multiple clients that I'm sitting with, I always want to hop on and share it with you because it usually means that it's resonant for a lot of us. And so the thing I want to talk to you today is what one of my clients calls the wall. And that's something that he comes up against where he can feel his true self. He can feel this calling towards a life that feels more fulfilling, more creative, more in flow, more pleasurable. And there's a wall. There's a wall that he comes against that's built from these layers of protection that show up in his system as anxiety, as worry, as self-doubt. And we were playing with it this morning, and what happened is just a really big invitation into the now moment. And the reason I want to talk to you about this as a couple of layers. One is that the now moment is really the only thing that's real. What's happened in the past is memories, and it's going to be clouded and distorted and, filtered. And what's going to happen in the future doesn't exist yet. It's all in the ethers still. And so we can have projections and worries and fears and thoughts about what it may be, but it doesn't happen. And so, or it hasn't happened yet. And really the only thing that we can rest in is this very moment. And so when we are working with a system that feels stressed out or overwhelmed or anxious, panicky, anything like this, what can happen is to protect ourselves from being in situations that might feel scary, we will create story, or there's a part of us. So in the IFS, or internal family systems language, there's a part of us that comes in to protect us. And part of that protection, I've seen it with a few of my clients that I've worked with specifically this week, that there's a story that gets built. For this gentleman this morning, it was a story about not having the confidence that he needs and not being able to handle a difficult situation if it were to come up. And so all of those what ifs were stopping him from engaging in some of the things that he wants to engage in his life. Yesterday, I was talking with a woman who was also working with anxiety, and the story was that she needed to be close to the people that help her when she has a panic attack. And so when I asked each of them to drop into what's here now, for the gentleman, it was a sense of flow and creativity and confidence. For the young woman, when I asked her to really think about what actually happens during a panic attack or a heightened level of anxiety, she's like, well, I want to reach out and call somebody. I'm like, oh, so the person isn't actually there, because this belief that had happened that I have to be close to my people was getting in the way of her exploring the world and potentially moving to a bigger city. We live in a pretty small town, or just even being open to checking out the rest of the world rather than staying in the same area. And for both of these clients, they were really feeling stuck in what they call the bubble, so this small area that feels familiar, even though there was this longing to come into something much, much bigger. And so for both of them, it was really come into what's here now. And the mind will want to pull us out. Well, what about this? And what if that? Or, oh, I should do more of this. I should really practice more mindfulness. I should really practice this more. And that all pulls us out of the now moment. It also keeps us stuck in a sensation of lack. Like, I don't have what I need, and I need to read this book or do this practice or listen to this music or whatever, fill in the blank of all these wonderful tools that are available to us. But it reinforces this notion that I don't have what I need in this moment, and I am not all of who I am right now. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. That healing, especially from anxiety or overwhelm, is a process of remembering. And what I mean by that is joining back to your essence, to your true self, that because it is already here living within you. And so when we remember, we are joining with ourselves again, and we are standing in the stories that these parts or the mind creates that keep us disconnected from ourselves, keep us in doubt, keep us in lack, and they keep us small, which in some ways, if we've been threatened or we perceive that we've been threatened or scared in some way, it keeps our world small and it keeps the unknowns to a minimum. But it also limits our experiences, our ability to participate in the world, our ability to go out and explore all of the amazing things that this life has to offer. So what I would recommend, if you are someone who feels like really the stress, the burden, the overwhelm, anxiety, and or panic are something that you experience on the regular, try to practice bringing yourself into the now moment. Now, sometimes it can be difficult to just do that from the mind level. And so start by using your breath to expand into your being, and then come into any sensations that you feel in the body. The body only lives in the now moment. And so sometimes when we ground into what we feel in this physical being, it helps to bring us out of our heads and helps to spread the energy down out of just up here and all the way down through the rest of our body. And so we keep on bringing ourselves into the now moment. What do I notice now? What's here for me now? There's a sense of calm that's actually available to me now, even if I'm having anxiety. There was a gentleman I was talking to later today that was the same thing. It was like, let's just come into the now moment. And he's someone who really doesn't want to touch into his emotional feelings at all. It's very, the story is that it's going to be overwhelming. And we took maybe 3 minutes and just followed the sensations of his body, even though some of them were uncomfortable. And at the end of 3 or 4 minutes, he actually felt really neutral in his body. And that experience teaches him that he can, using his breath, be with anything, any sensations in the body, any emotions that are coming through. So start to practice just being here in this now moment. And when the thoughts pop up, because they probably will, invite them in. Hey, come into the now moment. What if this? Well, what if that? Then we have everything that we need right here to deal with whatever what if might come our way. So please play with this. Let me know how it feels in your system. Anywhere that you're getting stuck or any questions that you might have, please put them in the chat and I'd love to answer them. And know that at the end of January, we will be starting the Making Peace 6-week online program. And we're offering a free one-on-one session with me at the completion of that. So if you're interested, really good bonus added. We just added in actually today. So I would love to see you there and help walk you through in 6 simple weeks how to actually experience more peace, more ease, more calm in your system in every day, no matter what. Sending you much love, and we'll talk again soon. Thanks so much.